What's your most memorable moment in the chow line? I was standing behind this new private, Jimmy Walsh, who'd just arrived from basic training. Kid was maybe 18, fresh-faced, still believed in honor and duty and all that good stuff we tell recruits. We're at the mess hall around 6 p.m., usual dinner rush. Long line, everyone tired from training, just wanting to eat and hit the rack. Nothing special about the evening until this staff sergeant walks up. Staff Sergeant Mason. Everyone knew him. 20-year veteran, 3 combat tours, chest full of ribbons. Also happened to be the biggest piece of garbage in uniform I'd ever met. Racist, sexist, abusive to lower enlisted. Mason cuts straight to the front of the line, just walks past 60 soldiers waiting their turn. Nobody says anything because nobody wants to deal with his retaliation later, except Jimmy. Kid doesn't know any better. Speaks up loud enough for half the chow hall to hear. Hey, Staff Sergeant, there's a line here. Entire mess hall goes silent. Conversations stop mid-sentence. Even the kitchen staff peek out to see what's happening. This private just called out a senior NCO in public. Mason turns around, face already red with rage. What did you just say to me, Private? Jimmy doesn't back down. Kid's got principles. I said there's a line, Staff Sergeant. We've all been waiting. Do you know who you're talking to? Yes, Staff Sergeant. Someone who should know better than to cut in line. Now I'm thinking this kid's about to get destroyed. Mason's going to smoke him into next week. Probably get him assigned to every terrible duty detail on base. But then something unexpected happens. This old Master Sergeant, Frank Williams, speaks up from behind us. Kid's right, Mason. Get to the back of the line. Williams was a legend. 30 years in, Vietnam veteran, commanded respect from everyone regardless of rank. When he spoke, people listened. Mason tries to argue. Master Sergeant, I said get to the back, now. The entire chow hall is watching this power struggle. Mason realizes he's lost. Can't argue with Williams without looking even worse. Storms to the back of the line, muttering curses. Jimmy gets his food, sits down like nothing happened. Kid doesn't even realize he just witnessed a masterclass in military hierarchy. But the story doesn't end there. Word spreads about the private who stood up to Mason. Within a week, half the base knows Jimmy's name. Not because he's in trouble, but because he did what everyone wanted to do. Mason tries to retaliate, assigns Jimmy extra duties, finds excuses to write him up. But Williams is watching. Every time Mason tries something, Williams shuts it down. 3 months later, Mason gets transferred. Officially, it's a routine reassignment. Unofficially, Williams made some phone calls. Toxic leaders don't last long when senior NCOs decide they're done with the nonsense. Jimmy finishes his enlistment with honors, goes to college on the GI Bill. Last I heard, he's a high school teacher now, probably still standing up to bullies. That moment in the chow line taught me something important about leadership. Real authority doesn't come from rank alone. It comes from respect, and respect is earned by doing the right thing, especially when it's hard. Mason had the higher rank, but Williams had the real power, experience, integrity, and the backing of soldiers who trusted his judgment. I think about that dinner line whenever I see someone abuse their position. Power without respect is just noise. Eventually, someone with both will shut you down. The mess hall went back to normal after that. Same long lines, same mediocre food, same tired soldiers, but something had changed. Junior enlisted stood a little straighter. Senior NCOs paid more attention to their behavior. One 18-year-old private reminded everyone what the uniform is supposed to represent. Sometimes it takes fresh eyes to see what the rest of us have gotten used to accepting. That's the power of speaking up when something's wrong. You might think you're alone, but usually there's a Master Sergeant Williams watching, waiting for someone to show the courage he remembers from his own youth. Jimmy never knew how many careers he changed that day. How many toxic leaders suddenly found themselves under closer scrutiny. How many junior soldiers felt empowered to do the right thing, all because he wouldn't let someone cut in line for meatloaf and mashed potatoes.